Hello everybody. We're gonna rough this fence and we got it kind of halfway set up right now. A little update on everything. We have the permit. Everything's good to go there. I'm just gonna throw this camera maybe right here. How about that? Can you see everything there? Along this fence line. I threw a panel on each side just to get a good idea of where I need to be for my posts. Okay. So right here, you see that we're gonna need 2 posts, one along this side, one along this side, and then these fence panels, they're gonna be able to butterfly open forward, outward. So I haven't, so I'll be able to get in that side, I'll be able to get in this side. This is basically wide enough to pull my trailer, my scrap trailer through, so I'm happy for that, but that still leaves me with needing to have room over here on this side so I can get in here and move material in and out. So, well, dialed in pretty good where we should be at. Yep. The string line basically is, so there's going to be 2 posts there and there. There's going to be one down there on the end connecting to that fence. Yeah. So, which leaves me with the issue right here. Okay, right here is going to be an issue because I can't sink a solid post and pour concrete right here because I can't have a solid post for when I pull out of here this fall. How am I going to get my travel trailer out with a post right there in the way? So I'm going to have to offset it, I'm thinking. I got the fence to where I'll be able to screw it right here to the side for now. You know what I mean? And then I'll be able to have an offset post, like right here or something. I don't know. It's either one way or the other. But either way, I got to have a post right here. Pretty much. That's the way I'm seeing it. And it opens up, so I'm still going to have a post in my way for when I'm loading and unloading stuff. Still going to pose as a problem, I think. A little bit, I guess. We're just going to have to offset it. I think I'm just going to probably have one right. Well, for Ginger had the gas. Right here. So I can pull this thing in and out without damaging anything. It's a long trailer and I gotta like 4 and 5 point turn it in here. So it's like a whole thing at this point. But right here. Oh, and what is this just not working now? Here we go. One there. So our solid portion is going to be here with 2 4x4s. That beeping is going to make me angry. I got to figure out why it's doing that. I think I got a blown fuse in the trailer. But yeah, it's going to be like right here. Okay, point given. That would work. I'm starting to see why they threw these out. That's very annoying. I see why they threw these out now. That was the first ladybug I seen. Good. Digging that. And then right in here is basically right up to the fence. So it's going to go in right now. Yeah, that should be good. As long as our paint marks stay with that string line that's up, we should be just fine. I had to prop up each side to make sure we weren't unlevel, giving us an off measurement in the center, which was 15 3/4 ish. But now it's going to be where those two posts are, so that's what's happening there. All right. So we got this middle piece. This is what's going in front of those two 4x4s that are getting staked to the ground. I upgraded this side already, but I didn't know how long I needed to be, so I'm gonna measure over for what we need is 15 3/4, I believe. Yeah, 15 3/4. Close to the spray paint, I'm guessing. Yeah. Wait, 25 3/4. I'm a dummy. That's what it was, 25 3/4. Yep. Not 15. That would have been crap. $25 3/4 right there. 25 3/4. That works out. That puts us right along this seam basically. It does. Put a mark on those. Okay, you can set those spikes now. Set all these. This is our level. This is going to help us keep plumb and straight up and down level, you know. This is what they use. I'm just going to like set it right up to it and just check it as I go because I'm using a sledgehammer. This comes with a jackhammer attachment, but I lost it. I don't know where it is, and I think it ended up in a scrap pile. So yeah, we're gonna go right ahead here. Right there. Oh, you know what? We need something to pound on. That would make sense. You got to make sure these are perfectly lined with that string line, or else you'll start the spike on an angle, or you'll messed up in some way. That's about good right there. Check from different angles, make sure it's right on. Sometimes I just look right over top of it and I find out if I'm going on an angle or not. That's not bad right there. Here's your reference tool to see how close you were. Test it right on the side of the os post. We're level right there. Or plumb. That's not bad. Just check this other side. That's pretty darn good. Yeah. Send that. That's pretty good. Usually when they're in about halfway, they like to stay in that position, so we'll send it home. There. See that 4x4? That's pretty close to that string line. That'll be our example for when we get almost down to the ground. Beautiful. I try to get them halfway down at least when it comes to this metal piece here. Right. They're not going halfway down. No way. That's pretty darn close. Pretty good. Move on to the next one. We got 3 more. Yeah, that's going to take a little out of me. For sure. It's alright, we got 3 to do. You could even reference this and hold this up too to make sure you're where you're supposed to be at. I'm letting the weight of the hammer do it. I'm not really swinging, I'm just lifting it up. Test it. Testing it in the beginning is the most important part, really. Because once you're halfway down through, you're not going to be able to move it so much no more. See, I'm off. I would have made a mistake. It's too far away from the string line. I probably should have left it where it was in the beginning. But that happens. It's got to be close there. Oh yeah, right there. That's it. Yeah. That's not bad. Make sure we're good going this way. See? Right there. Good. There's a lot to consider when you're putting these in. The spikes know if you didn't try to get it aimed in right. They know. And your posts will show later because they won't be level or plumb. These, you take your time on because it really will show you the end result of your fence. Which I'm not really too picky to begin with. So, you know, I'm going to get it looking good. And that's that. That's pretty good. It's a little bit tighter for the string line that I wanted, but it's not bad. Send her home. See, sometimes they want to twist on you. You can try to negotiate that right now while you have a chance. And sometimes you can correct it, depends on what kind of terrain you're knocking these in at. And this is pretty solid ground here, so we're gonna call that pretty good. It's not bad. It's a little twisted, but see, this is why they leave you a 1/4 inch of play on all sides of this. You can wiggle them around and adjust them as you go for that little bit of twist that you might have in them. And then they say to screw it and caulk it in. All right, we're back. I had to take a little quick break, but we're going to continue setting these spikes. We just got 2 left. I got to make sure this one's perfectly measured and and centered right, because it has a lot to do with the way the gates will hinge and fold. I only have 3 door hinges. I got to go get one more. I thought I had 4, but I'll have to look around and see if we got any yet. Okay, so that one's set. It's gonna have to be like right there. We're gonna kind of preset this and then check it with a tape to make sure we're close to where we need to be. At least close, right? Check all sides if you want. That is really good right there. That is really good. I hardly had to negotiate it. It's in the perfect spot. Dang near. Except it has a little tiny twist, but we can deal with that. Now we need to measure over and make sure that's about right. Where we need to be. Yeah, that's gonna be close. As long as we keep nice and plumb and even, level, we'll be good. Check it, make sure you're not driving it off different direction. I was, see? It needs to go right there. Right there. Check this side again. Not bad. Good. This is at the point where you're not going to be able to direct it anymore. I mean, to an extent. So you got to make sure. I'll check 3, 4, 5 times if I'm not sure as I'm going. But with jackhammer, it's a lot easier. This rubber band right here is supposed to go around this like so. But one issue I have is one of these parts of these levels are broken, but I still have one on this side right here. So I can still flip it around and check it manually, but really that's all I got there. So we're gonna start sending it. Yeah, this one, it went in like a twist, but we should be just fine. Let's check it with the tape, see how we did. If it's 26 1/4, I can at least I can still get that to 25 3/4 because I got a 1/4 inch plate here and there. I could pop them in like that on both sides. I just got to make sure that'll work. I like that adjustment that they made for these. I got another reference right here that we could use. So if we were to come in on both sides like so, like that, what do we got? Yeah, we got plenty of wiggle room up here. How about down here? 20, 25 3/4, boom. I can adjust it when I send the screws in. Yep. So I'm assuming, like, if you can at least come within an inch of your accuracy, you can use these to kind of get closer to it. But you're putting at the risk of your 4x4s not being perfectly plumb, which I don't care about those. As long as they're up and it serves its purpose, I'm happy. Happy. Okay, so I'll still call that a win. Oh, this has got to go. This is tricky because I'm working right up against a fence. Yeah. While I'm putting up more fence. Yeah. Right. They're pretty close. And it'll be kind of right with their 4x4. Maybe I'll use that to help brace it together. Something like that. Make it a strong point. It'd benefit both fences actually if I did that. So I have a fence to go up against. I can kind of get a better idea if I'm pretty level in this or not, or level. All right. Uh-oh, I'm starting to lose my 4x4. That's pretty darn close. And don't look too bad either right there. Oop, it moved that time. There. I gotta reset this piece to the other side, other corner. Like that. Yeah. That's not bad. It looks good too. Not bad. I can send that. That board's gonna blow out. That 4x4. It's starting to go. Man, I'm glad I don't swing sledgehammers all day anymore. I tell you what. Good. That string line was just for a real rough estimate of where I gotta be. There. Because like I said, these posts, they make them, the spikes, they make them where they're adjustable, self-adjustable. I'm happy with that. You can see each one all the way down. It has a slight twist in it. Looks good to me though. We'll go up here and look. Yeah, they're in line pretty good. Yeah, it's toasty. Hey, once I have this up, I'll have shade. I'll have a lot of shade right there. Well, I don't know if it's gonna be a lot of shade, but we're gonna need this anyhow. All right, this is good. So now it's all gonna start coming together pretty quickly. I mean, knocking those into the ground, it was the hardest part. One of these are warped pretty bad, I ain't gonna lie. It might work with the twist that I put in the spikes. You never know. Okay. Might be this one. Yeah, it's this one. It's not too bad though. I'm okay with that. Yeah. One's longer than the other, but they're under 6 feet, so it's fine. Wow. Some of this is reused, but it's still good 4x4. Yeah, it's gonna sit better in there, I think. Yep. Sweet. That'll do. There's our post. They're in. It's good to go. Now we got our screws. We're gonna screw them in. I like to go through and make sure they're as close as I can get them. Right there. You can send a lot more screws than just that, but yep, that's good. That's where it's going to be. But I'll set more screws later. It's good. Okay, this is important right here. 25 1/4 is where it's got to be, or 25 3/4. It's going to go right there. we distinguish that this one's good right where it is. It looks good. It looks like it's not crooked. But opposed, it's probably just about as crooked as this one. Yep. Cool. Yeah. Sneaker one in right here. Boom. Perfect. Okay, we should be able to start slapping it up there. Well, setting them anyways. I'm going to be installing caster wheels on these, so we got a good roll going. I have some somewhere. Where exactly did I put them? Yeah, a set of these will do. Oh, these are going to be awesome for the bottoms. I wish they had the hardwares with them, but it's just yeah, it's just the caster wheel, so I'll have to find a nut for each of those. That shouldn't be too hard. And we're gonna have one over here and one over here. We'll have to come up with a bracket for it too. Good enough for me. There it is. Looks good. Except I didn't line those ears up top all that great. The 2 feet right there in the middle. I'm sure you guys can see that part right there. Those didn't get lined up, but I'm still under 6 feet and or 6 feet tall, making that look way taller. See, wrong. Old one, that fence, and it's backwards. The bees never came back. There it is. There you go. Good morning, everybody. I got some good news today. I am gonna go head up to the eyeglass store and get my new eyeglasses. I'm gonna be so much happier with the new ones because my right eye, my right lens, has got a huge scratch going all the way from left to right in the middle. So I either got to tip my glasses down or hike them all the way up as far as I can so I don't get bothered by the scratch. So I'm going to be going over to drop Mason Boy over at the X-Misses and go get my eyeglasses. Maybe scout out a few areas where I might be able to find some more dumpsters. Alright everybody, I got my new glasses. What do y'all think? Not bad. They're a little bit smaller lenses, but I just figured the smaller they are, the more durable they'll be. And I like when they're pushed up all the way up on my nose toward my face. That's usually how I like to wear them. But yeah, that's that pair. And then I got these on sale. They were really pretty cheap because, I don't know, I think it's because of the frames are too blue, I guess you could say. really blue. I don't think they're that bad, but no, not too bad. I'm okay with that. But either way, they're brand new lenses, and I'll be able to actually, you know, see without straining my eyes for once, and that's actually pretty nice. It's going to take me a second to adjust to them because they're so clean, the lenses. So, real happy with that. And I'd like to thank my subscribers for viewing and watching my stuff. I mean, the majority of these new glasses were paid through YouTube revenue. Same with the fence permit too. So cool. I'm happy with that. You know, I don't get a whole lot of revenue, but when I do, I spend it right back into what I'm doing. So it's usually how that goes. I'll spend everything through revenue right back into the channel. And I call these glasses probably a part of the channel. So, yep. So there's that. And wow, that video is already uploaded. I gotta start the next process of uploading it to YouTube. So, okay, we are uploading to YouTube. It's gonna take 2 hours and 50 minutes. So I'm thinking around 4 or 5 o'clock that video should be up. But I gotta get my butt back to the trailer, plug my computer back in. It's half dead now. And then continue editing. I guess uploading to YouTube is still a part of editing. So that's what we're doing. That's where we're going. It's taken 2 times to start my car nowadays. Don't know why. 2 times. So I thought I seen something pretty good over here. I thought they were light fixtures or something, but we're gonna take a peek in there and see what we got going on for sure. Those are not light fixtures, there's something else, but I got a magnet with me. We'll check and see if it's anything worth grabbing. It looks like it could be aluminum, but I might see rust on it. We'll see. It's steel. It's the tin shred. No. I'm assuming they stuck that up there for a scrapper. It's not what I want. It's not even a wire. Yeah, there's nothing up in here. Nothing I want. Nope, nope. I thought this was an HID light fixture sitting up there attached to the poles, but it was a mirage. Well, good morning, everybody. It's Sunday morning. Last night, Saturday, I didn't end up going out dumpster diving. I actually have some plans today that I wanted to have energy for. I'm going to enjoy my Sunday. I'm going to go to my local flea market to start with, and then do a little bit of mushroom hunting, and then from there I'm going to go up to my uncle's property up north. I got to help him out with a couple of things up there, and I'm going to help him get one of his 4-wheelers running again. A bunch of mice went all up in his wiring harness in his 4-wheeler and chewed up all the wires in it. So after ordering a new wiring harness for his 4-wheeler, I'm going to try to go install it and put it in and get it running for him. So that's kind of what I got on the agenda today. We're heading to the flea market right now. I might stop at a couple spots to see if there's anything worth grabbing and throwing in the car, scrap metal related. So that's kind of my game plan today. I'm gonna enjoy my Sunday. You know, it's been almost all summer that I would go out Saturday night and be picking all night long, and then I would come back home to be really tired on Sunday, and I'd end up sleeping through half of the day. I didn't want to do that today, so I just made the quick decision of going, okay, I'm not going out, and I'm gonna do what I want to do today, this Sunday. So okay, we're here at the flea market. I'm gonna actually hop into the woods and do a little bit of mushroom hunting before I go in there and walk around. So that's exactly where we're going. That's what we're doing. It's just gonna be right off in this tree line right over here. Probably find some good stuff. We'll find out though. We'll see. Okay, I gotta get some of this mosquito spray on. The mosquitoes back there are pretty bad, so. And where I'm going up north today anyway, there's a lot of biting and flying insects up there too. That's one thing with mosquitoes, I cannot stand them. I think the most thing I don't like about them, like the biggest thing I dislike about mosquitoes, is when they go buzzing in your ear. It makes me angry. Sweet. I think we're good to go. Got a little bit of spray on in or around my mouth. It doesn't taste very pleasant. Well, yeah, we're gonna head out in there right now. Got everything I need. Yep. There, I just hopped into the tree line. But yeah, here's our trail. I'd love to be able to find some big old bolete mushrooms. That'd be kind of cool. We'll be right back. All right, awesome. We found us a couple of really clean lobster tail mushrooms. Yep. These are, to me, they're a delicacy. They're more of a rare type of mushroom for me to find back here anyways. I don't know for all you guys, but that's pretty darn clean. I'm gonna take my knife and cut the end off, and we'll take it with us. There's some more right there, but they're a bit more older, dirtier. So this is a good first find right here for sure. I just lop that end off there and clean off any dirt that you might see. For the most part, that's a very clean lobster mushroom. Doesn't smell like lobster, it just looks like lobster tail. See what I mean? Pretty cool. Well, they associate with oak trees, I can tell you that. But right back here in this borderline, I'm hoping to find some other mushrooms. Maybe chicken of the woods, maybe some chanterelle mushrooms along the side here. Mainly orange-ish mushrooms are the ones I'm looking for right now. I forgot my stick. Yep, if you don't walk through the woods waving a stick in front of me, you're gonna be eating cobwebs the whole way. So I'll do this action while I'm walking. Okay, we'll find more. It's a jack-o'-lantern mushroom. Will crap yourself if you eat it. Just letting you know. I totally forgot what these are, but that's a mushroom. This was chicken of the woods, typically orange and white in color when it's good to eat. This is rotten, it's on its way out, but If you see that mushroom and it's orange and it's sitting along a dead log or something or another, probably chicken of the woods. Well, there is the beautiful flea market that I keep talking about. And that's aluminum. But we're gonna go walk around. That's a lot of aluminum. But we're gonna go walking around and kind of check it out and see what we got in here. Hoping a couple of my favorite vendors are here. Aluminum. And hopefully he's got packs of gloves for sale. I'm unsure if he will be here. He has not been here the last two-ish weeks, 3 weeks. I haven't been going here every Sunday, so really. We're gonna look at it. We're gonna go in and we're gonna look at it. But I'm happy with the find that we had today. That is a lobster tail we have in here. Lobster tail mushroom. I wasn't expecting to find it, but when you do, you grab it. It's got a good little taste to it. I'll describe it more later. Alright, we just got back from walking around the flea market. I didn't really find anything all that great or something that I just had to have. Usually I don't have that problem, but I was after a couple bags of work gloves and that guy isn't there anymore. The blue work gloves with the latex coating, the ones that I always use out dumpster diving, I get them here. And well, he's nowhere to be found. I'm pretty sure, I don't know, I'm not saying I'm pretty sure, but it could be a fact that he probably might have passed away, and that's why he doesn't come here no more, because he was all about flea market life, you know. But yep, so no work gloves for me, but I got lobster tail mushroom. That's a thing, and it's in good shape too, so we can have it for dinner tonight, which would be good. Yeah, so we're probably gonna make a stop and maybe pick up Mason Boy and then go up north, help my uncle out with that 4-wheeler that he's got up there. Yep. I like the flea market. It's nice to go for a walk. This place is packed today. Super packed. Yep, so we're gonna go grab Mason Boy and head up north. Only so many more times I can do that this summer before I have to start traveling, so that's just how it rolls around here, man. When everything starts freezing over, I get going. I head south. So my travel trailer is okay to be able to use all the plumbing and everything, and electrical, obviously. You know, it's just a lot easier to deal with things when it's not 10 degrees out. I'm sure that's fair to say. So we're heading out. We're gonna grab Mason Boy and head up north. Enjoy our Sunday. Definitely enjoy our Sunday. Okay. Mason Boy. We're gonna get heading up north, and he can't wait to get up there and chase squirrels around and all sorts of stuff, right, buddy boy? He's like, oh yeah. He's like, get the car moving. We're heading out, and we're gonna go up north. I gotta make a stop at the trailer first, and then we're out. So, yeah. I've been up north here for quite a while now. I was working on my Uncle Ted's 4-wheeler, old 4-wheeler. Has a bunch of electrical problems. It's an old Artie Cat. four-wheeler, 500cc, around the year 2000. And we found out that it had a bad CDI box. Basically, that means it's like that's like a part of the ignition system to the unit. So it was the leading reason why the coil pack was not getting spark. So we solved it. He's got an exact replica of the four-wheeler that we were working on there, so I was able to take the CDI box off of it and stick it on there and see if that was the problem, why it wasn't sparking, and lo and behold, it was. So I'm quite happy to find that issue. So now there's a couple other things in the ways. We got to do a little bit of wiring work, tape up the old wiring harness, because the new one that we ordered, the new used one that we ordered, is the wrong one. And we found that out. We found that out by taking the whole front clip off the four-wheeler and finding that the plugs don't match up. So I got halfway into putting in the wrong wiring harness to find out that that won't work anyways, because nothing plugs up the same. And yeah, we started looking at other alternatives, and he didn't have any spark. So I started Googling what would cause this four-wheeler not to have spark, and it said the most common thing was a CDI box. The second most common thing was the magnets falling apart on the inside of the motor where the stator is. And I was just praying that it wasn't that problem, because I didn't want to take the whole side of the motor apart. That doesn't sound fun. So basically that four-wheeler is it's all tore apart right now, but we found out the issue, we dialed it in, we got it running. Now we got to unstick the carburetor, tidy up all the wires, add a few things here and there, and yeah, put it all back together, all the clips and plastics and front rack and this and that and the other thing. Yeah, so that'll be next Sunday's project. I'll be out here next Sunday. We'll get that four-wheeler together, put together, and hey, get out of there. I thought it was a dead animal. It wasn't. But now we're on a little walk out in the woods, me and the Mason boy. I'm going to check up on the hooch cow out here. The hooch cow is pretty much like our hunting cabin out here in the woods. I was actually going to live in it a couple years back when me and my ex were going through rough patches, you know, and this was back when I didn't have the travel trailer either. And this was back when me and my ex were fighting. So now we're getting along all just fine. And well, I don't know what's going on with that part of my life and that relationship, but the option's still out there if I have to come out here and live out here. This thing, this whole little setup right here, it's got a wood stove built in. I insulated it last winter, at the beginning of last winter, let's say. I dumpster dived the commercial staircase, brought it out here, and I attached that to the hooch cow. That's what this is right here. And I just added this down here for extra. We needed 3 more steps. This thing wasn't quite long enough, but yeah, we're gonna go up. I've been fighting field mice and stuff. Yeah, it's all insulated in here. I got a couch up here. You know, just the bare necessities, really. I got a table, there's the wood stove, some tools. Yeah. A dry place to rest your head is what this is. I was never much of a hunter in my life. But this is decent, nice and quiet and comfortable. And there's my Mason boy. He wants to come up here. He'll run right up these stairs, but he knows that I don't like that. I'm going to help him get up. You can come here. Oh, you okay, baby boy? I love you. See how he's trying to get up by himself? He's pawing up like that. I love my Mason boy. Yeah. Like, oi. Mason, come here. Hey, Mason. Come here. Mason boy. Hi. You having a good time, buddy boy? Yeah. He got stuff all over his tail. Ooh. Lots of chiggers. All right there. Hang on. Oh man, those are hard to get out too, Mesa boy. You got all these in your tail like that. Man, now they're not coming out. Oh, Mason boy. Hey, you come here. I love you. I love my Mason boy. We had a good day up here, didn't we? Yeah. We just came up here to check on things, okay? We will get going soon. That's a freaking mess. Ew. I'm gonna have to brush that stuff out. I'm gonna have to brush it out, Mason boy. Yeah. We gotta brush it out. I love you. Yeah, you're a good boy, huh? This place here is basically a wood line that's all maple trees. This used to be a maple, I don't know what you call it, maple sugar syrup farm or whatever. Yep. Mason, come here now. I don't want you jumping out. I don't trust you up and down these stairs. I would hate for you to fall. You know what I'm saying, Mason? We don't want these things. But I'm very happy to hear my uncle's old four-wheeler running again. He was really happy to see it start up.